There's a Chinese proverb that says, "He who chases many rabbits catches none." And I was reminded of that while I was putting this speech together. Because the ideas for this speech, when I had all these thoughts in my head that I wanted to share with everyone. And so I wrote them all down on a piece of paper, all these great things. And I came up with a list of 92 different items that I wanted to share with you. And I realized if I tried to cover all of them, I wasn't going to cover any of them adequately. So I looked at the list. I said, what can I do with it? What are similar things on that list? And I got it down to four key items that have affected my life that I wanted to share with you. And then I looked at that some more and I said, how can I get that smaller? And I came up with one overriding principle. And that was me. Me. I was the most important thing. Because I realized that if I wasn't true to myself, if I didn't live my life with passion, if I didn't live my beliefs and show others how to do that, then I couldn't be true to those four principles in my life. And those four overriding principles in my life are my four children. And so I wanted to share with you some thoughts about them. Because I had to be true to myself, the one, to be true to the four, in order to affect the 7 billion people in the world that I would like to get the message out to. And when I got to a point where my passion for caring, my passion for doing the right thing, my passion for showing them the right thing was greater than my fear of failure or my fear of speaking in front of others. I used to be afraid to speak because I would sweat a lot when I get nervous. And then I saw this speaker, Anthony Robbins. Maybe some of you have seen him. But Anthony gets up there and he's on stage and he speaks with passion and he speaks with caring and people love what he says and he's not afraid. And when he's done, his shirt is soaked in sweat. But he doesn't care and the people don't care. They love what he says. And maybe his legs shake, because I know my legs shake sometimes when I speak in front of others. And maybe his voice cracks, because my voice cracks sometimes when I'm talking and when I'm nervous. But that's okay, because people like him. And so if it's okay for him, it's okay for me. And so when I got to the point where my passion for doing the right thing was greater than my fear of failure, I got to the point where I wanted to do this talk for you. So here are the four things that I want to tell you about. My oldest daughter, Samantha, she's a teacher now, and I'm so proud of her. And I would tell her, you got to follow your dreams. You got to live passionately. Don't be afraid to do something. But I wouldn't do it. I would not prepare speeches that I wanted to because I was afraid. Well, I won't do that to her anymore because it's not fair to her to tell her to do something and then for me not to do it. I'll be true to her now, and I'll follow my dreams. And my daughter, Allison, she's the best little dancer in the world. And I would tell her that she's got to try hard. She's got to believe in herself. She has to live her life with passion. Don't be afraid to try something different. But I didn't. I was afraid to get up in front of others and talk. And what kind of an example was that? And I was afraid because my legs might shake when I'm up here. My voice might crack. If I had note cards, I might drop them and not know what to say. I might speak too fast and people wouldn't understand me. I mean, what would they think? What would people think if that were to happen? But what would she think? What would she think if I didn't follow my dreams? If I told her to do it, but I wasn't willing to do it myself? And so I have to be true to her in order to be true to myself and teach her the right thing and show her how to act. I have to be true to her. And my son Joseph, he's the best little hockey player in the world. And I tell him that he's got to practice hard. He's got to follow his dreams, follow his passions. Don't be afraid to try. Go out, stick handle more, exercise more, do what you got to do. And I didn't practice my new speeches. I didn't practice affecting other people like I knew I could. And I can't do that anymore. That's not the example that I want to set for him. And my little baby girl, my Julia, the best little soccer player in the world. And I would tell her, you got to go practice and live with passion and don't be afraid to do things. But we communicated differently. And then I would get frustrated. And if I get frustrated, I'm not helping her. And If I'm not helping her, what kind of an example is that to her? I couldn't do that to her. I had to show her how to act. I had to do the right thing myself. I had to get to the point where I loved her more than I loved my fear of being in front of other people. Those are my 4 points, the 4 most important things in my life, the 4 things I wanted to share with you. And in order to affect those 4, I had to be true to the one, to me, the most important thing. Is if I'm not willing to believe in myself, if I'm not willing to live my life with passion, if I'm not willing to do what I tell them to do, then I can't go out and affect the 7 billion people in the world that I want to get the message out to be true to themselves, to stop waiting for something. Right here, right now, this is the something. Your life is the something. Living with passion for what you believe in is the something. It's not what other people think about us. I don't care what someone else thinks about this that's watching it. I don't care if they don't like the way I present, the way I speak. What I care about is affecting my 4 children and showing them how to act, showing them the right thing, what to do. And I'm willing to practice it. And I'm willing to do it, and I'm willing to try. And I know that it's going to get better. It's going to get better because I'm willing to do it for them. I'm willing to do it for you. And I want you to believe in you. I want you to believe in yourselves. I want you to live your lives with passion. Don't let your fears hold you back. Stop sitting on your fears and letting them run your life. Fear. All we have to fear is fear itself, Roosevelt said. Fear is going to prevent us from doing what we are capable of doing. Live your lives with passion. Me, I know, I've decided, I know what I want to do. I'm going to live my life with passion so I can affect my 4. So they can go out and affect the 7 billion people and get the message out. And my goal is to get everyone to believe in themselves, to be true to themselves, to follow their dreams. I gave a speech about a year ago, and in that talk, I gave a story about a friend of mine. And at the end of it, some people came up to me and said, you know, that was good, but if you had brought that person, it would have been a better talk. We would have enjoyed it more. And so tonight, I did what I could. I brought the 4 most important things in my life. My oldest daughter, Sam, I love you, baby. She couldn't be here. She's a teacher in Florida now, and she couldn't come up. But I brought my Allison, my Joseph, my Julia. These are the reasons that I'm speaking to you today. These are the most important things in my life. I want you to go out and find your reasons for living. Find your passions, find your beliefs. Be true to them. Do it for you. Do it for those you care about. Do it for the 7 billion people in the world. God bless you.